A little bit about this house is that it was an ice house originally. We think it was built around 1886. Now, descendants of the family lived kitty corner, and they gave Paul information about the house and the descendants, and you'll see the pictures. Paul is the current owner. And they thought the house was built in 1868. But my husband, who is a very good researcher, looked it up. There was no person by the name of Haskell having any business, nor was there any ice house in this place at that time. But we did find that on 1875 map there was nothing here. The 1890 map, the ice house was here. So we think they're saying 1868 was built, was probably 1886, and there was probably, some issue with, writing down the information. So we're given the date around 1886. Charles C. Haskell was a farm boy from Dartmouth who came to New Bedford to earn a livelihood, and he took ice in a wheelbarrow and was hired labor from someone and sold ice 40 cents for 100 pounds. And he lived here at the ice house. And he said to himself, you know what, I can do better than that. And he said, I'm going to do my own ice business. So then he worked as an entrepreneur and got it together and ran his business independently and made money. Such that in 1901 he got married. He married Susan Gifford from Dartmouth, and they lived here from 1901 to 1905, and they had a daughter in 1904. And we think that Susan Gifford said, I think this is a cold place to raise a daughter. I think we should go someplace else, because he got out of the business in 1905 and went back to farming in Dartmouth on Horseneck Road. But he was very smart, and she was very smart. She was still ownership of the business. And he was officially ownership of the business too, but it was all in her name. But he asked his elder brothers, Edward Borden and Isaac Frank Jr., named after his father, to join him in a business. It was called the Haskell Brothers Ice Manufacturing Company. And they made a lot of good money. From 1900 to 1938, there was a high demand for ice because we didn't have refrigerators and ice boxes, so they made a lot of good money. By 1938, Isaac died, the eldest brother died, and his son George took over from him. In the 1940s, there really wasn't a need for ice. The demand was too low and not a good business. So he sold out. He sold to Bob Saltmarsh, who then used it as a warehouse, and he put his yacht, I guess, or his boat in that part of the house. And Bob Saltmarsh sold it to Paul, the current owner, in 1983, who, luckily for us, is an artist and was in theater, and is a terribly creative person and wonderful person to have redesigned and redeveloped this house, this ice house, into a beautiful home. And he has been living ever since here, in '83. So that's the history of a little bit of the house.